Hey everybody, welcome back. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so we are creating a soft Valentine's Day look that you can wear either out to lunch with your significant other on Valentine's Day, which unfortunately falls on a Tuesday this year, or you can wear it out to dinner if you're headed out for maybe your first Valentine's Day with someone special, or whether this is your 100th, this is a pretty easy makeup look to put together. So hope you enjoy and hope you have a great Valentine's Day. Okay, to get started, we're going to first go in and do the eyes. I have the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the lid. For this look, we're looking for a pretty soft eye, but we do want it to stay in place. So I'm just going to pat a little bit of that primer across the lid here. And again, we're definitely going to blend everything. This is just really a soft look, whether it's, you know, the first Valentine's Day you're spending with someone or the 100th. This is a look that will be pretty easy to use. So we're going to go in with the Maybelline the Nudes palette again here. So first, before we're going to go in to the lighter shade, lightest shade in that quad there, and just pat that across the eye really quick just to make sure we're setting that eyeshadow primer in place. And now I'm going to go in with my Sigma E55, which is the eye shading brush. And I'm just going to go in with that next shade of that very golden brown color, and I'm just going to put that from along the mobile lid, and that's going to go up pretty much through the crease and up to just before we get to the actual brow bone. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the next shade of the darker brown. We're not going to go in with the very darkest color, and we're just going to put a little bit of that in the crease just to add a little bit of depth, and that's pretty much just all we're going to put in there. So I'm just going to go in with my Sigma E70 medium angled shading brush and just pop that into the crease. And this is not real heavy. This is just to add a little bit of depth again. We don't make a huge deal usually out of Valentine's Day, just kind of try to do something nice, maybe get a little chocolate for each other. Nothing too crazy. Okay, and you want to make sure that's blended out. If you don't feel like that it was blended out just from your angled brush, you can go with an E40 tapered blending brush and just really make sure that color is dispersed. And I am going to pop just a little bit of the Benefit Highbrow Glow just right underneath my eyebrows just to add a little bit of shimmer, where this is definitely not going to be a really high shimmery look. But just a little bit just to brighten up the very top in case we got a little bit of color. And I'm just going to pat that in with my finger just to have a little bit of the warmth of my hand and press that into the skin. Okay, and instead of going in with a really harsh, black eyeliner, you can either go in with a brown, or I have a color I really like. It's the Ofra Green Go. It doesn't actually really come up very green, but it's a really nice color. So you can just pop that right along the lash line, and it does not need to be perfect because we're probably going to smudge it out just a little bit. So, but again, a brown or a gray will do, but I would definitely not suggest a black because, again, we want this look to be very soft. So now that we've gotten that on the eye, I'm just going to go out and slightly buff that out just a little bit with my Sigma E65 small angle brush. Just a little bit smudge that. I kind of want to keep the line where it is, but just to make sure that we don't have any sparse areas, that we have that blended into the lash line. Okay, and I'm just to brighten up the inner corners, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the NYX Ombre Baked Shadow in Easy Rider. It's just a white baked one, but any sort of a lighter color or a white will do. I'm just going to blend a little bit of that into the inner corner here, just to brighten it up a little bit. So then I'm going to go into the face. I have today the Estee Edit Pore Vanishing Stick for my primer. I haven't really used this one very much yet. You kind of just press it along the skin and then blend it in. Usually the Professional is my favorite one, but I haven't really been using this one much, so I figured I would try it today. Especially because it is supposed to be, you know, the name is Pore Vanishing, so it really is supposed to be really great at keeping your makeup from your foundation from going over the pores so that it really goes on nice. So I'm just kind of blending this in, making sure this is across my skin so that the makeup goes on evenly. And since we want a really a natural, again, soft look, I'm just going to go in with a damp beauty blender to apply my Makeup Forever Ultra HD. This is in the color, this is 125. I'm not even sure if this is the right color because I haven't used this one in a little while, so we will see. I'm actually just going to pop it across my skin and and then we'll blend it in. Okay, my makeup brush sponge is a little bit too wet actually. Okay, now that we've squeezed that out. Okay, let's just start blending this in. And you do want to kind of a little bit press this into the skin too, so that it really adheres to that primer that we put on. And you can use the beauty blender with really any foundation. Probably a liquid formula would be the easiest to be the most sheer. You don't necessarily want like a full coverage, anything really cakey, just anything that's a little bit more sheer. You can even use a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer. Just anything that's going to look really natural. And again, if you apply it with a beauty blender, pretty much any foundation you put on is going to look a little bit more sheer. And so at work, we have been very busy this week. We just had our governor gave his first State of the State address. And there's been a lot going on with the continued recovery from the flooding from back in June. So we have been running around like crazy doing stories. I swear I cannot even get everything done that I want to get done for stories to cover. But that is a good thing that, you know, we have a lot going on in the community. Okay. So once you have as much coverage as you want, you can then go in, and we are not really going to go anything too crazy with highlighting and contour, but I am going to do a little bit under the eyes and just a little bit of highlighting. We're going to skip the cream contour today, but I have the Cosmetics Bye Bye Undereye. This is the full coverage anti-aging waterproof concealer. I think this is a slightly different formula from what I had before. This one is in this was in medium instead of medium neutral, and it's just a little bit darker. I kind of liked the lighter color better, to be totally honest with you. I think it just blended in a little bit nicer, but this one's not bad. And this is just a Sephora concealer brush here. I'm just going to blend this in. And really, the only reason I'm really even going in with this is we just want definitely the makeup to look very bright and glowy, dewy, and youthful here. I'm not really even going to make a really precise line at the edge here, just kind of gently blend that in if there was any fallout from the eyeshadow. Okay. And you can go in and blend this with your beauty blender as well. I just know right under the eye myself, I tend to get some creasing, so I like to go in with a brush to really make sure that that's getting all the way up to the lash line. Okay, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of that where I would normally highlight also. Just a T on the forehead, down the bridge of the nose, around the nose, on the Cupid's bow, and on my chin. Just a little bit. Again, we're not going crazy with the highlighting. We just definitely want the look to be glowy. You know what? I'm going to go in with the beauty blender for the rest of this. The same damn beauty blender. Okay. And once that is blended in, that's pretty much all I'm going to do for cream products. I'm not going to do any contour or cream blush or anything today because, again, we want this to look a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to set under the eyes and across the skin with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So I'm just going to take a small eyeshadow brush and just first set under the eyes. And again, some of these key steps we don't want to skip because we do want our makeup to stay in place, whether we're going out on, for just lunch or coffee, maybe on Valentine's Day, or, if you're actually going out to dinner, you want it to, again, look natural, but still stay in place. And then I'm just going to take a fluffier powder foundation brush and just go in over and press this over the rest of the skin. Again, just kind of pushing that into the foundation. Okay, and it definitely doesn't need to be perfectly mattified. Again, we want to keep the look a little bit more dewy. You can even skip that step. I just know for me, if I do not set, that my foundation will not stay at all. If you feel like yours will stay without it, you can definitely skip it. I am going to go in with just a little bit of the Bahama Mama, the Balm bronzer. This is just the little sample one that I got in my Ipsy bag last month, and I really, really like it. So we're just going to take a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush and just put a little bit of that where I would normally contour. And the powder bronzer will just be a little bit more soft and subtle than the cream. So just in the sockets of the cheekbones first, and a little bit across the top of the forehead. And I'm not even going to really do the nose or the jawline, because again, we want this to be pretty soft. So now that I kind of have that where I want it, I'm going to go back in with that same brush that I used to set to really make sure that that's blended out here. Again, everything in this look should even more so than usual be blended. Okay, so you can take the time that you are saving with these other steps to use it to really blend. I'm then going to go in with a pretty pinky blush. I have the City Color Be Matte blush. I think I've been using this palette in my last few videos. I think this is the Fresh Melon color. This more bright corally color here. We're going to keep the lips and the cheeks pretty pinky and feminine today. So once you have as much blush on that you would like, again, this is just to keep the look a little bit more soft and feminine. We're then going to go in with our highlighter. I have the e.l.f. Illuminating palette, and I'm going to go in with the pink color here. I'm going to use the pink along the top of my cheekbones here. And almost blend that in with the blush a little bit, and that'll give a really nice glow on the cheeks. So I'm going to take that brush and go in with the lighter white shade to just do a little bit where I highlighted, so just in the center of the forehead, down the center of the nose, on the Cupid's bow, and just a little tiny bit on the chin and on the tip of the nose if we didn't already get that as we were going down. All right, and if you feel like anywhere else, but that should be pretty good, but definitely if you skip highlighting, this might be a day to highlight because it looks just really nice and iridescent and dewy. Okay, then let's go in and do brows. Again, let's not do anything really crazy and heavy. So first I'm actually just gonna brush through them with a spoolie. And if you need to clean up anything before you go in, and either with a powder or a gel. Today I have the Gimme Brow by Benefit in number 3. And I've been really trying to let my brows grow in where there's any sparse spots. I know right after I got them done at the Benefit Brow Bar, they were nice, but I definitely felt like there were some sparse spots. So I've been trying to kind of let them grow underneath a little bit, and kind of just keep them in shape as I go. And again, this is just soft, just to kind of fill them in a little bit, but this is not a harsh brow. So if you want to go in with a powder instead, and maybe a clear brow gel, or again just the tinted gel, you probably don't even really need a pencil. For lashes, we have the IT Superhero mascara in Super Black. This one says it's the elastic stretch volumizing mascara. I almost find it's kind of similar to my Better Than Sex mascara that I've been using. It really gives your lashes that full fringe look. So if you want more just like very long kind of spidery lashes, but this is definitely, this is not it. This is more of the a little bit shorter but really, really full lashes. More of that like fringe, which I kind of prefer the just really thick lashes. So I'm just going to pop some of that on. If you want to do false lashes, just to make your eyelashes look really big, I would go with a softer lash, either ones that aren't as long, or maybe just the inserts, and just put a few on to add a little bit of volume. And we're just going to go in with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray across the skin. I usually put a little bit of powder on afterwards, but I think because we're going for a dewier look, I'm going to leave it as is. And we're just going to put a little bit of color on the lips. Now, if you are planning on eating, or if you want lips that, you're not going to leave lipstick on your significant other, one of the easiest things to go in is with a liquid lipstick, because it's not really going to transfer. This is Committed by Be Matte Hughes. And I'm just going to use just the applicator to go in and just slightly overfill in my lips, just so they look really pouty. Okay, and actually now that I'm looking at it, that's almost too brown and it's not as pink as I want. So I'm going to just go in with a little bit of that Urban Decay over top of it. Again, this is the in the turn on. Okay, so this is the completed soft Valentine's Day look. You can kind of go in and change things depending on your skin needs. If you need more of a full coverage foundation or more of a sheer at all. But really, as long as everything is blended, you'll kind of achieve the overall look that we're going for here. So hope you enjoy and hope you have a great Valentine's Day.